A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 22, part 2, the Mount of Olives. He then left to make his way as usual to the Mount of Olives with the disciples following. When he reached the place, he said to them, "Pray that you do not enter into temptation." Then he withdrew from them about a stone's throw and knelt down and prayed, saying, "Father, if you are willing, take this cup away from me. Yet not my will, but yours be done." Then an angel from heaven appeared to him, strengthening him. In his anguish, he prayed more earnestly, and his sweat became like drops of blood falling to the ground. Standing up from prayer and going to the disciples, he found them sleeping from grief. And he said to them, "Why are you asleep? Get up and pray that you do not enter into temptation." The arrest. While he was still speaking, a crowd suddenly appeared, and the one called Judas, one of the 12, was leading them. And he approached Jesus to kiss him. Jesus said, "Judas, are you betraying the Son of Man with a kiss?" Those around him, seeing what was going to happen, said, "Lord, shall we strike with the sword?" And one of them struck the high priest's servant and cut off his right ear. But at this, Jesus said, "Leave it at that." And, touching his ear, he healed him. Then Jesus said to the chief priests and officers of the guard and elders who had come for him, "Have you come with swords and clubs as though I were a bandit? When I was with you in the temple, day by day, you did not lift a hand against me. But this is your hour and the reign of darkness." Peter's denials. They seized him then and led him away, and they took him into the high priest's house. Peter followed at a distance. When they had lit a fire in the middle of the courtyard and had sat down together, Peter sat down among them. And a servant girl, seeing him sitting in the light, peered at him and said, "This man was with him too." But he denied it, saying, "I do not know him, woman." Shortly afterwards, someone else saw him and said, "You are one of them too." But Peter replied, "Man, I am not." A little later, another person saw him and insisted, "For certain, this man was with him also, for he is a Galilean too." Peter said, "Man, I do not know what you are talking about." And immediately, while he was still speaking, the cock crowed, and the Lord turned and looked straight at Peter, and Peter remembered the Lord's words when he had said to him, "Before the cock crows today, you will deny me 3 times." And he went outside and wept bitterly. Meanwhile, the men who were holding Jesus were mocking and beating him. They blindfolded him and questioned him, saying, "Prophesy, who hit you?" And they kept heaping many other insults on him. Jesus before the council. When day broke, a meeting of the elders of the people, the chief priests and scribes, was convened, and they brought him before their council, saying, "If you are the Messiah, tell us." But he said to them, "If I tell you, you will not believe. And if I question you, you will not answer. But from now on, the Son of Man will be seated at the right hand of the power of God." They all said, "So, you are the Son of God?" He answered, "You say that I am." Then they said, "Why do we still need any evidence? We have heard it ourselves from his own lips." The word of the Lord.